Dark with your host, Abby Cubey, only on LA Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to LA After Dark with your host, Abby Cubey.
And Moe Abourched.
And today we have amazing guests. Today is going to be all about real estate.
Yes.
We're going to talk real estate.
We have to.
You know, real estate touches everyone's lives, whether you like it or not, whether you're renting, whether you're owning, whether you're cardboard.
That's right.
It's still real estate,
Yes.
right? It doesn't matter. It's all real estate.
Whether you want to park.
Right. Whether you want to park somewhere, it's all real estate. But today we have Hugo Lopez,
My pleasure.
which is we're very excited to have you here today because you bring a whole array of background with you. We're going to definitely get into that.
Okay.
And we have the absolutely beautiful, gorgeous Kimberly Behling with Upstage LA. Let's hear it for Upstage LA.
We need angels.
You guys gotta, yeah, right? Come on, you guys gotta get a little,
Oh, see?
there we go.
I like it.
Oh, I like that so much better.
you like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
So let's keep the momentum going.
Let's keep the
and
momentum
let's talk
going,
about
of
real
course.
estate.
we have Abby, but before we get into real estate, Abby, we never ever talk about you. So today we're gonna talk about you a little bit and all the real estate you do.
Absolutely.
She does a lot of real estate.
Oh.
She's
I'm
a real
scared.
estate mogul.
No, I'm not.
You're
Don't
the
be
mogul.
motivation. You're the mogul.
So Kimber,
Mo,
come on in. Come on in. Join the party. So you have Upstage LA. Now, I've known you for many, many years. 15 years? 16?
I think it's been longer than that.
God, it's been a long time. It
I
seems
feel
like
it's been
yesterday,
longer than that.
right? But you have Upstage LA. Tell us a little bit about you. Give us a little intro. I was going to do a full intro, but it's better coming from you.
Okay. Well, as you know, I started off in real estate when I was actually in interior design school. You swept me away from the furniture store
I did.
that I was working
Swept.
in.
I did. I went,
Let's go.
He was a little relentless, actually, for a minute there, but we ended up working together for 5 or 6 years?
5 or
in
6
real
years.
estate,
Yeah.
which was actually the absolute best tool that I had to enter into staging because I learned so much about real estate and I did so many buyer showings that it really showed me, all of the feedback that people would give, and I was able to incorporate that into staging and, to really set things up more specifically. I guess.
Wow.
And now she has an amazing staging company, which we will get into a little more. And Hugo,
Yes, sir.
how about you? Give us a little background. I know you're
Wow.
done a lot. You've done
Yes, I'm like
law
reading. It's like, what?
enforcement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Military.
Military.
Law enforcement. Private sector. High-end security. Emergency room trauma.
Wow.
Wow.
field.
It fits your
So-
voice too. Like this. Yeah.
And you know what? It's my normal voice. So
Really?
it's not.
Oh, come on. You're not making
I
it a
think
little
I'm
deeper.
not making it
a little deeper.
Not any deeper.
No, I kind of want to hear Yogo sing later.
Oh, he's got a great voice.
Yeah, I heard it earlier. He was singing.
So how did
only
you...
only because he was singing though. Only because
Well,
he was
maybe-
singing. So
Well, I
Do
got
it, do it.
chills, they're multiplying.
Okay, go.
Please, that's
And
not.
I'm
what I do.
losing control.
No, I
Go,
can't
go,
do
Yogo,
that.
go.
Cause the power you're supplying.
It's electrifying. Alrighty then. That's
See?
our musical segment for today. Come back next week for more.
And cut.
Cut.
All right. Back to
Back
real
So-
estate.
So no, I currently own California Structural Inspectors, which is abbreviated CSI, which everybody seems to love the acronym because it denotes the fact that we are very high tech in what we do. The way I approach a home inspection is based on science. We are very scientific in the way that we approach it. in that we use things like thermal imaging cameras to look through walls to find any images of moisture going on, any air leaks in the house. We'll use drones only if we have to, but we have a bunch of drones that we're certified to fly.
Wow.
To look at the rooftops and make sure that they're okay. Only on the times that we can't actually walk on them. But the rest of the time we try to use things like moisture meters and electromagnetic detectors for shorts in the system. So yeah, we're pretty high end on that. But it's very scientific in the way that we approach it. And I think my clients really like that. It does give us a leg up, if you will, on the other inspectors in the fact that they don't do anything close to what we do. We don't go out and try to survey that, but our clients, as well as agents and realtors and brokers, tell us that we're so much different than the other inspectors they've had.
Yeah, I've seen your
Wow.
reports. I mean, you've done a few of our homes
Yeah.
at MSM Luxury Estates. We've used Hugo quite a few times, and he's really amazing. Your reports
Thank you.
are very detailed and very specific,
We
and
try.
lots of pictures, which we love. I
Yeah.
don't read the report. I look at the pictures.
Yeah. they're not as awesome as the photos of her staging.
Her
Oh, yeah.
staging.
Her
Oh.
staging
Hers,
was
I saw
amazing.
her website. I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
I did the same. I did
Oh
the
my
same.
God.
Well,
I want to do my house.
Yeah.
and
really
she will.
amazing.
By the way, she really does an amazing job. Not only staging, but she does design. So tell us, Kimber, about your favorite home that you've staged and how did that go? And then we're going to talk about the worst nightmare of staging.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. There's a few of each, I'm sure. But I think the favorite, it was kind of the most chaotic, but it was the most exciting. I did Floyd Mayweather's mom's house
Wow.
Wow.
in Vegas. And he didn't really give me a lot of time to do it. He wants everything done right away. So I had 72.
Like yesterday. I want it done yesterday.
I had 72 hours to buy all the furniture in LA and go set it up in Vegas.
That's all?
Oh my
72
God.
hours?
72
That's a
hours.
lot of time.
No.
Well, for Kimber, you know what she can do in 72 hours? She moves universes. And she's amazing.
You flew through
It
the
was
store.
high stress for sure.
So that was the best.
The best
Well,
or
I
the
think
nightmare?
I think it was just the most gratifying because it was so stressful and it was a big house and it was permanent. Staging is a little easier because you know that it's not permanent and you're just setting it up to, set the stage for real estate. But this was for a huge celebrity's mother and she was gonna stay
Live
there
in it,
and live
right.
there and it was
Wow.
permanent. So
It's a little
You know,
harder, a little different.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was fun. I mean, it was crazy stressful. I got no sleep. I had no fun in Vegas, but at the end of the day, I was very satisfied with myself.
Well, that's cool. That's
well,
awesome.
we can
Wow.
always go to Vegas anyway.
yeah, I know. I need to make up for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess it's true that what happened in Vegas stayed in Vegas.
It did
It-
stay.
it's-
in
that-
Vegas.
that stress-
not really, not with me.
She brings it all back.
I bring
She
it
brings
back.
all back.
It's like,
Even while she's there, you can follow her on Instagram
It's
and,
like,
and
hey, I'm
Facebook.
here.
Look,
What I
I'm in
just did.
Vegas. Absolutely.
it's like nothing is hidden.
Abby, have you ever had any of your homes staged?
I have, but I've done it with Jennifer, the one in Bel Air.
Jennifer.
You don't know
Nice,
Jennifer.
Oh,
Abby.
Jennifer.
I-
Who's
I-
Jennifer? Oh, we have Kimber
Who
on the
is
show.
Jennifer?
I know, but that's why I wanted to do it because
Jennifer, pretend you didn't
I
hear
want
that.
to list it for sale,
She-
so I
she
wanted
now
to make
knows
it
you.
very pretty.
But
Jennifer, I want
now,
you.
you
Yeah.
will always use Kimber. Upstage
that was
LA.
5 years ago more.
Oh,
so
okay. Then we'll let it
we
go.
need to, we need to figure it out.
We gotta upgrade. Gotta
yeah,
upgrade the
gotta
house.
upgrade.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
So Hugo,
Yes, sir.
who are your clients? Is it really the realtors
Ooh.
that
Or-
call you, or do the owners call you? And I have like 4 questions
Yeah,
here
no
that are all
problems.
lined up.
No problem.
So, when is the best time to inspect a house?
As far as weekday or
No, like
Well, here's-
before you sell it, after you list it, before you go on
Yeah.
the market. What would you like tell somebody who's ready to go?
yeah.
When is the best time to inspect their home?
I've got a couple of broker clients that I work with, almost exclusively work with me, and they will insist that before they list a house, that it has to be inspected
Right.
to their clients who are about to sell the house. Now, obviously, that's a cost on the person who's selling it, because of course they're expecting to make money, and some people are reluctant to do it, but they realize that by having a home inspection done before you listed a pre-sale inspection, you're able to find out all the nuances that are wrong with the house, all the small things, as well as the large major things that would hamper or at least hinder your smooth process of selling the house. And so once they have that report, they go about either disclosing, hey, we know this, and this is wrong with the house, so that at least the new prospective buyers know what's going on before they buy it, and they're agreeing to that. Or they remedy all of the things that they want to take care of before the pre-sale or before the actual sale.
Right, but there's a little issue with that. And this is the reluctancy of the sellers, because when they do the inspection prior to selling it, now they know what's wrong with the property.
Absolutely.
And if they don't fix it, they have to disclose it.
Right.
But I would recommend to sellers always do the inspection, fix it.
Exactly.
Okay, fix it so you don't have an issue, and you don't want to have a buyer that's going to renegotiate the price with you
yeah,
right.
and
to
will
bring
cause
it
a
down.
delay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. And as far as, the types of who's my main client, it's a really good mixture. It's a really good mixture of brokers, agents, and I say brokers and agents because there's a hierarchy, right? So the brokers who call for their office exclusively, they only want their agents to use us, or it's just up to the agent to call us. Sometimes the agents will give a number of different resources to the buyers of the home, and they can make the inquiries, look on the internet and do their research. And so we get a really good mix of all aspects, including people who don't even want to sell their house. They just want to fix their house because they want to know what's wrong with it and they want to live in it for the next 10 years. So we get that too.
I mean, I've done that. I've done that before, where just lived in the house for a while and actually called an inspector. It was before we met. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It was like Jennifer. It was like 5 years ago.
Sorry, Jennifer. I have Kimber now.
Right?
Very
And I have Hugo.
Yes.
Hi, Jen. No shade, no shade.
But I would do the inspection on my just to see what's wrong with it, because a lot of times you live in the
That's true.
house and you don't know little things that may go wrong.
Absolutely.
Whether under the house or electrical, you use it all the time.
And things break.
Things break.
Things
right?
break.
Normally,
So-
I just when something's leaking in my house, I'll just scream.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
You wait till it's leaking.
Well, next time don't scream, just call Hugo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I even, when I was purchasing my current home, which is about 4 years ago, I had one of my own inspectors go in there blindly do the inspection. He didn't know it was for me.
Oh, really?
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Just to kind of test them, or
No.
you
because
really
I-
want to know what's
I-
wrong with your house?
I really want to know what's wrong. I want to know what all the major issues were going to be.
That's interesting, because you would look at it differently.
Exactly. And he would look at it differently if he would have known it was for me.
That's
So-
interesting. Kimber, would you ever hire a staging company to stage your house just to see what they would do?
Or to give you an opinion.
No, yeah.
How about to give you an opinion?
Yeah.
Are you open to it?
Just
I
to see
mean,
where they're at, maybe?
I would maybe hire one or maybe one different person that I have in mind to see what they would do instead of me.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Not a bad idea.
It's a good
So-
feedback.
So walk us through your staging day. I mean, how does it work? Who calls you? Do you deal with agents? Do you deal with homeowners? Now, I know you told us one example, right?
Yeah.
But walk us through your timeline. How does it work? What do you charge?
Well, I mean, the industry of staging is actually pretty chaotic because it's always like, we need this done now, we need this done now. I do have a handful of clients that do call me ahead of time, so I know that, a new construction property is coming up or something like that. But a lot of times, it's very last minute. How soon can you get over? How soon can you do it?
Right.
And there's a lot of times when agents don't let me know that they're in escrow or closing escrow, and all of a sudden, oh my God, we're closing escrow. Can you move out of this 5,000 square foot house by
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we're closing.
Yeah,
Get out.
And it
That's
gets
crazy.
crazy. And if I'm already fully booked, I'm like juggling to try to, we're working into the night. I'm calling my backup crew. It gets a little chaotic, but I do love the fast pacedness of it though. It's it's exciting.
And it's fun.
Do you
fun
also
for me,
do
I love it,
what do you call this? Apartments?
no, not
No.
really. I mean, I try
But
to
condos, I mean-
do
Condos, like very
I
luxury.
do
Yeah.
condos, but I don't like to do condos because the access is really difficult to get into, the elevator,
Yeah,
the stairs. It just takes double time. I could knock out 3 little houses in the time it takes to do 1 condo usually.
Really?
Because
Well,
we have
the
door
elevator.
access.
The other in and out.
Cray
Parking,
stuff.
Yeah.
parking garage, and every time without fail, there's always some griper in the
Property management.
the property manager, the HOA, or somebody that has nothing better to do. They complain, oh, you're leaning these pictures up against the wall, or your guys are,
Blocking the
slamming
driveway.
the door or something. There's always somebody that just has something to bitch about.
All right, so we've heard a lot of the belly aching side of it. Now tell us the exciting part. Tell us the exciting part about staging. Why do you
exciting
love it?
part-
Why are you doing it?
The exciting part for me is getting the job on a big, beautiful home and really working hard, ordering stuff, working hard on it, and seeing it come together how I envisioned it. And then I love doing the TV version, like the final walkthrough with the owners and seeing their response. It's like
That's
it
awesome.
really just. It's
Rewarding.
so exciting. It's so rewarding. It makes
Yeah.
my day to see how excited and how much they love it at the end.
So is when do you know that the house is done? It's perfect. I
It
mean,
has
is
to
it
be.
ever done?
Decorations for me is no.
Right?
You have to have some kind of a stopping point, but it's really all of the final details that make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
The main furniture, you could put all of the main furniture in there that you brought over, but until all the towels are rolled and the candles and all of the orchid arrangements are done and all of the bedding is all fluffed up and all the lamps are on and the lighting, everything, those are all the details that just make it all come together and create that ambiance and that emotional response that you need to get from the buyer when they walk in.
I hate this thing, by the way. I just
I
want
know.
because
Gets
I
in the
can't
way.
see you. I got to go forward. I got to go backwards.
Can I
You
just
should move it to the other side.
can I say
No,
something?
they won't. They won't
would
let
cover
me.
his beautiful face.
Yes.
Aw.
They need to see me.
Yes.
Kimber, I wanted to say, as far as like emotional response, believe it
Yeah.
or not, I get an emotional response when I walk into a place
Yeah.
and to do an inspection, and I look at it and I go, wow.
Because you have to fix things.
No.
In
No,
what
no.
way?
When
In
he's
what
saying
way?
when it's staged.
Oh, when it's
When
staged.
it's well
staged.
staged,
Yes.
Yeah.
I walk in and I go, wow.
Yeah.
And I've seen
That's the purpose
Lots
of
of homes,
staging.
you know?
Ultimately, is to
Yeah.
want people to walk in there and say, "Oh my God, I
Yeah.
have to live here. I need to
Yes.
live here." And
Yeah.
I grew up in Porter Ranch. This is where the seed was planted originally for
Mm-hmm.
me. I grew up in Porter Ranch when in the time where were doing all the tract home developments up there. The gated tract home
Right.
developments, and they always had the model homes. And I was obsessed with going to see those model homes. I would beg my mother.
And they do
"Come
such a
over."
great job.
They do.
They do.
But they go a little bit further than I'm able to usually with they did the wallpaper and
Yeah.
the window, like the high-end window dressings and stuff like
Right.
that. I don't usually get to go that far except with my interior design clients, but we definitely do window dressings, but it's usually shears and some more simple stuff for staging
Well,
jobs.
Go ahead.
So how
Abby?
long have you been doing this?
I guess I've been in business almost 12 years now.
12 years.
And how many homes do you have staged right now?
I have about 36 houses staged right now.
Wow.
36
That's a
homes
whole lot of
staged.
furniture.
Big ones?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
well
Small.
between. I do. We just recently, the past couple of years, started accenting homes that are already lived in. I avoided that for the longest time because
That's
when
harder.
people-
It's
harder
much
because when
harder.
people,
Yeah.
it's so hard to mesh your stuff in with somebody else's furniture that you really don't like, and it's
We
hard
tried that a
because-
couple of times. It didn't
So
work.
are you
huh?
contracted with like furniture? So how does
It's
this
hard.
work?
It's
Is
much
it like you're
harder.
contracted with a furniture company or something like that?
No, I
or
just
no?
own all of it.
You own all of it?
Mhm.
She has a
Oh.
warehouse.
So if you ever need a
Oh,
couch,
oh.
call Kimber. I'm telling you, she's got.
Absolutely.
It doesn't financially
actually-
make sense to.
I just-
to,
Do you do
Rent it
office
out.
too?
Mhm.
I'm gonna need to talk to my partner when I get home because like we need to
Do something.
we do something with our new
Yeah,
office.
there's
really.
many offices.
Not only that, if
Yeah.
I can speak on your behalf for a moment, because I think I know most of the things that you do. Not only will she like stage a home,
Yeah.
right, or accent a home that's already been lived in,
Mm-hmm.
she can also shop for furniture for you. If you go there and you say, "Hey, I just moved into this place. It's not for sale. I want to live here,
Mm-hmm.
but I only want a couple of maybe a couch or a chair and a table, but I don't." She'll come in with a list of things for you to look at. And she'll actually find the right piece of furniture that you want, or get it custom made.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Right?
I'm
Am I-
moving to Malibu,
I
so
get practically
I
every
need someone.
scenario. Yeah.
for the summer, I'm moving to Malibu the whole summer, so it would be.
Oh, let's go do
Oh.
that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're having the MSM party there
Yeah.
this summer.
Hi, I'm scared. No.
I'm there.
Not right.
The last party we,
I just
we had,
self-invited.
That was an amazing party. It was good.
oh my god,
Mm.
speechless. I still have your videos. I sent it to
Do
you
you
the
really?
other day.
They're great. We
But
always
any-
have amazing parties.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So Hugo,
Yes, sir.
military,
Yes.
law
How?
enforcement,
Yep.
Do tell.
Yeah.
do tell.
Well, okay. I was 17 years old, living in New York City. I grew up in New York City. I'm originally from the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
And so
we're not going to hold that against you. Don't
that's okay, man.
I've always
we
wanted
play
to
good ball.
visit there.
Play good ball. So my mom took us out of the Dominican Republic during a civil war. Interestingly enough, we left during the Civil War in '65, migrated to New York, and grew up in New York City. Obviously, school and all that. 17 years old, I realized that New York City wasn't doing anything for me. I wasn't going anywhere. My friends were doing nothing, hanging out at the corners, and I didn't like that. Something inside of me just said, "You got to go." So at 17, I was 16 years old, and the day I turned 17, I went and I swore in.
You enrolled.
I enlisted into the Marine Corps.
Wow.
And so it was the day
Marines.
after.
For
Hardcore.
life.
The day
Hardcore,
after, yeah.
yeah.
The day after I turned 17, I was gone.
Well, that's a
to
big
boot camp.
decision for a 17-year-old. I
Yeah.
mean, you must have really knew what you wanted, or you were really completely sick and tired of
I really was.
where you were.
Yeah, I was sick of it.
Yeah.
You know, and since then I've never gone back to live in New York.
Wow.
I love visiting for a very short period of time, and then I leave.
I couldn't live in New York.
Yeah.
It's-
New York, don't take that
So no,
personally.
Sorry.
I love it. You
Sorry.
know, it's my roots. It's my sister.
I think
It's
it'd
where
be fun.
it's what made me
It's good
who
to
I
visit.
am.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a certain point in time where you reach a level of understanding that there's not much there for you.
Yeah.
And you really need to find something that's going to add to your life.
Right.
And so I made a decision that I was going to leave New York. Like I said, I wasn't doing well, and left New York. Got stationed out here at Camp Pendleton. Went to boot camp in San Diego, and served the majority of my tour. My first 4 years was here at Camp Pendleton with lots of trips overseas, deployments. I was in the Philippines a couple of
Wow.
times.
Mm.
I was in Japan, Korea, Saipan, Tinian, Guam.
Wow.
You've been everywhere.
I've been a lot of places. Not as many as some of my friends, believe it or not. Because
I have a lot of those friends.
some of my buddies
Yeah.
actually stayed in 27 years. And
Wow.
retired. Yeah, and he's one of my best friends. We grew up together. He lived on the floor above me. Dr. Juan Lopez.
Hello, Dr. Wong.
Hello.
Yeah, he's busy keeping you and I safe today for the U.S. government.
I like
Wow.
So
From the U.S. government? No, I'm
it.
sorry.
From, yeah.
From the US.
From the U.S. government. Well,
Well,
so yeah, there-
should we go there? No, we're
We
not going to
can.
go there.
So there and then did actually a total of 8 years in the Marine Corps. But I got out of active duty in 1985. I joined in 81, got out in 85, and then I stayed out for about a year and went back into the active reserve, so where you go on every 2 weeks.
Right.
But because I had done active duty already, that placed me at a higher level than the guys who were in the reserve. So I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. And I was a marksmanship instructor while I was there in the Marine Corps. I was also a competitive shooter in the Marine Corps.
Wow.
I was one of the top shooters on the West Coast for the 1984 and 85.
I wasn't
Impressive.
born
Yeah,
My
me
wife.
neither.
Here's the thing. My wife tells me specifically, and I think I've said this to you before. She says, and hi, honey, I know you're watching. She says, "Don't tell your story. No one will believe you." But
We
been
believe
we
you,
believe
Hugo.
you.
We've been married 34 years. 34 years next week.
And
Next
she-
week. I didn't
Aw.
forget.
Can we do like...
Now I want to get married.
34
That's a
years.
long time.
And
That's
she's,
awesome.
Sounds
she's been with me
exhausting.
the whole time, so she knows the whole story. She knows all the things that I've done. And really, they're I think I sent you guys a bio, but it's not all listed there. It's just a lot.
I need all of it.
Okay.
Because I want
No, no, no,
everybody
no.
to see it.
All right. So we've got the military. When I was off of active duty in 1985, I came to the civilian world, and in the same time I was in the active reserve. So I stayed with the military for another 4 years, but I also lived in the civilian world during my regular time, and I worked for a couple of companies. Most people know it as Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi?
Yeah, you know the thing that
yeah.
actually it's not a thing. That's actually a family name.
Oh.
It's a family name, Jacuzzi. That's
Right.
their last name.
Yeah.
And so they put their last name on their items that they made, including jet boat motors, which is I think where they started.
Was called Jacuzzi?
Oh.
It was
Really?
a Jacuzzi.
That's-
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a little
Actually,
confused.
if
Somebody
I-
one time told me, "Hey, let's go in Jacuzzi," and there was a motor, and I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing? What are you trying to do to me here?"
So yeah, they started
I
off.
was like, "Come on, stick your head in here."
That's called a motorboat.
Well, where do you think they got it from? Jacuzzi. Thank
Jacuzzi.
you. So I worked with them. 1989, I joined the police force again because I had a lot of military training, especially with weapons. And I've always been a servant.
I love
You know,
it.
I've always been a servant. Military, you're a serviceman.
Right.
Came out, worked for a private company, but then went back into law enforcement, which is to protect and serve.
Serve.
And
Inspection is service.
absolutely. And I told all my guys, if you're not here to serve people, you're in the wrong business.
Absolutely.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
I-
it is a service.
Yeah, I don't like people who don't want to be in a service industry who are in the service industry. It sets people off.
Don't we all
So,
servicing
Absolutely.
something? Yes, we
absolutely. Absolutely. So
Not the lazy ones.
don't go there.
I was,
Even the
I was
lazy
going to
ones.
go somewhere
Don't
with
go
that,
there.
but
No, don't
did
go
you
there.
guys see that look on my face?
I saw you. I saw you.
I pulled
but,
back.
but
I
it's true,
pulled
right?
back,
Like
yeah.
we're all servicing.
Yeah,
somehow.
I need somebody to
Yeah.
service my account.
Me too.
So police work started off in South Central Los Angeles. That's where I did all my training. Worked in South Central Los Angeles and in Hollywood. I started off initially for the LA Unified School District Police Department,
Wow.
but I graduated from the LA County Sheriff's Academy.
Wow.
So big difference in the agencies, but the training was the same.
Same. Yeah.
Worked with them for a couple years until 1992, where I went to the city of Torrance as a police officer, worked there for a while. Things didn't work out, so I left that agency and I went to work for the city of Commerce. Hi, Commerce, if you're looking.
The casino?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, that whole city
Perfect
there.
job.
Yeah.
It's a perfect job for
So
you.
I worked in the city of Commerce, but not as a police officer, interestingly enough.
Security.
What?
No,
Security?
there's a very interesting position that it's the only one of its kind in the nation, where it's all former police officers doing police work, not as police officers, but relieving the sheriff's department so that they can handle the emergencies, and we would handle the investigations.
Really?
So things like
So
Like
private, but this is a
No.
private
Investigator.
contract?
no, not private contract. Worked for the city. We're city
Really?
employees. We're governmental employees. But it was.
I've never
it's
heard
very-
of it.
No, it's
You're the
unique.
backup plan.
Yeah, the backup.
Backup plan. Yeah. That's the
backup
right
plan.
word.
The backup plan.
Yeah,
Call, call
we-
Hugo Lopez,
we-
the backup plan.
You know, and as a service person, again, just kind of feeling my way through life and knowing that there's certain things I want in my life. I would assume that it's sort of common that people want to excel at their lives. We eventually had a union in the city. I was the first president of the part-timers union employees, and then became president of the full-time employees and did that. Worked there for a total of 14 years. You guys know between the Citadel
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
and the Commerce Casino?
Yes.
Have you seen all the construction? They're
Yes.
knocking down
Yes.
buildings.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they doing?
You're welcome. That's my idea.
No way.
Actually,
So all
yeah.
that traffic is because of you.
It's
It's
because
not the
of it.
traffic, that's the
Thank
freeway
you.
traffic. But
Yeah, thank you
the-
for the
Thank you
what
for
they're
that.
doing is they're making a universal style city walk between the casino
And Commerce.
and the Citadel. Yeah, it was a brainchild of mine when I was working there and being the union president. The mayor was a good friend of mine. She and I sat down one day. I had walked through the city of Cerritos and noticed that all the streets were really, really nicely paved, and the facades of the buildings were pretty clean, and they had nice trees and everything. And I said, you know, our city can do the same thing. And so I came up with a couple of ideas that they've implemented since then. One of them being the city walk.
That's awesome.
That's
That's really
Yeah.
good. You love talking about yourself. You have
No.
no
Yes.
issue.
No
You have no
issue.
issue at all.
I've done
I
this
love it.
1,000 times.
I can tell. He's like a total pro at this.
Yes.
Now, Kimber, it's your turn.
This is
Ready? Here we
awesome. I
go.
like this.
Go ahead.
So how did you get started with this upstaging?
Well, like I said, I've always been a little obsessed with furniture, and I think it started with the model home, the developments when I was growing up. But I think that it really started when I was working with Mo in real estate, because back then it was like staging wasn't
It wasn't that big.
popular yet.
It wasn't
When
that big.
When I first started the staging company and I would go on appointments, I was explaining what staging was, and now everybody just knows what it is, and you know now it's
Well,
a
you kind of
demand.
pioneered it. You were one of the
Yeah.
major pioneers.
I think
of
I was,
staging.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was. I mean, 12 years ago, it was not a.
It really wasn't.
popular
Only a
thing.
few, only a handful of people
Yeah.
were doing
It was much
staging.
well,
harder
'cause
to get business
High end.
back then.
Yeah.
High
It was
end,
only high
yeah.
end because the
Yeah.
average seller wouldn't
Because
do that.
even me,
Right.
I'll do it myself. I mean, I pick the furniture, I
Yeah.
do the measuring and all of those things.
You like it.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
like
Well, you're an
doing it.
artist.
Very true. But
Did I say something wrong, Abby? It's like, very true. You should be excited. You're an artist.
yes.
And you have that love for design, which is also that art side of you, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
right?
I have a love for shopping, for furniture, and I get a little
See, I
obsessed
love
over
that.
it, and I've
Me
just,
too.
you know, I make a nice chunk of change staging, but I just turn it around and just keep buying more
Buy more
furniture.
stuff.
It's ridiculous. My husband's like,
You're a hoarder.
obsessed. You're obsessed.
You're a hoarder.
I am a hoarder. I just have to keep it at other people's
Do
houses.
you
now.
ever have like a sale? Do you ever have a sale where you invite like all your clients or the public go?
Twice a year, I have a huge sale from my warehouse, and 50% of it goes to bully breed rescue.
Oh,
Angel.
Oh,
Anybody who knows
angels,
me,
where's
I'm
my
gonna-
angels?
Anyone who knows me knows I'm such a dog lover, a big bully breed dog lover. I have 2 giant pit bulls, and
She
I
does.
love
They're
them so
amazing and
much,
beautiful.
Yeah, I
You have
like
one
to
on your
help.
website, right?
I have both. I have 2 of them on my website.
I remember seeing
I
one.
have a Neapolitan Mastiff Blue Nose
Yeah.
Pit mix, and then I just
Huge.
she's 130 something pounds. She's a big baby, and then 2 years ago I rescued another little girl.
So tell the world out there, our entire 5 viewers. We have 5 viewers now? Are we up to 5 viewers?
7.
7?
Because my son and my wife are both
Oh,
watching.
we're up to 7. We should celebrate. 7 viewers now.
Don't you dare.
7.
So where can they find you? I know there's a lot of people out there watching today because today was all about real estate, and we went away from real estate, but I want to come back to real estate for a minute.
Yeah.
But just right now, tell everybody where they can find you.
My website is www.upstagela.com, and that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Phone number, all info's on there, and just give me a call, and I'll come out and check out your place.
That's it. Just check it out.
Sounds good.
Check it out, give you a quote, see if you can afford me.
Aw.
That's always the key, right?
Right.
And
We
you
never-
go?
And yeah, Hugo.
Do
Um,
you have a website?
www.csinspectors.com. That's C like Charles, S like Sam. Inspectors, which is plural.com. All our information's on there. You can find us on Yelp, Angie's List, you name it. All the review sites we're on there.
I love it. So back to real estate for a moment. What was the worst nightmare? And I know you bought a lot of homes and you buy and sell and do all kinds of stuff. So what was the worst thing that you discovered in any of the homes that you bought that you're like, oh, I wish cockroach. What do you do for cockroach?
What do you do for cockroach? Scream like, ah!
Where are you buying?
Where am I buying?
That they had cockroach?
No.
Cockroach.
They have
Almost
Hunter
everywhere,
Park
though.
in Hudson.
Oh,
I
re-
can't tell the address, but
Okay, yeah,
my
don't
God.
do that.
That was crazy.
But one of the things, obviously, we're in real estate, and MSM Luxury Estates, we sell a lot of properties, and Kimber will tell you through the years we've had all kinds of issues with homes.
Yeah.
For us, we sell them, and of course, then we always recommend an inspection. Always. Okay, I will never sell a house. If
Without
the
it.
buyer refuses to inspect the house, we get him to sign like a waiver because it goes against our recommendation.
Right.
Because
Right.
we don't want to take the responsibility. But what are some of the major items that pop up? What are some of the things buyers should look for that are not normally seen when you're walking through the house?
When most people walk into the house, they can tell, oh, the place needs updating, paint, that type of stuff. Rotten wood, they can see from the outside. A lot of termite damage they can't see unless they go in the attic space or in the crawl space.
Right.
And but those can usually be pretty easily found out by either a termite inspection or a home inspection. But the harder things to find are things like major foundation issues. Large cracks in the foundation that nobody ever discovered because they didn't bother to go all the way through the foundation and look at it.
So explain that. What do you mean when you go all through the foundation and look at it?
Meaning that and I'm really talking about a raised platform house, right? Something that has a crawl space to it or a basement. The foundation is the perimeter of the house. You have some bearing walls which are in the center of the house that support up the center of the house, but really all the way around the edges. And so when I say all the way around the foundation, is literally going along the edges of the foundation and looking for any defects. Because most of the time if somebody goes underneath there, they're going down there for a specific reason. I'm going to go fix the plumbing. I'm going to go fix the one crack that somebody told me about that's at that corner. And so they don't bother to go through the rest of the foundation. And it's kind of critical because a lot of the times we will find stuff that nobody has ever detected before.
And that's what you do. You crawl the entire subterranean area of the house, right?
Right.
And you look at it, and if you see anything, you note it, you take a picture of it.
Correct.
Now, is there certain cracks that are different than other cracks
Yeah,
on the foundation? I mean, there's we've sold some homes with certain foundation cracks, but they were not an issue.
Right.
So can you kind of elaborate on that?
First off, we categorize the cracks as minor, moderate, and severe. A minor one is really just a hairline crack that you can see with your eyes, but really there's no opening to it. It's just there, and so we know about it. And then you have a moderate one, which is if you took a nickel, U.S. nickel, and turned it sideways, if you could fit that into the crack, that's a moderate crack. That's about 1/8 of an inch. And then if you go 1/4 of an inch or bigger, that's going to be a severe crack.
Wow.
And then the ones that you're talking about those are usually things like a cold joint crack, which is where on a slab foundation, like a table, they've poured the concrete in and then they've laid the rebar inside of there, reinforcement bar inside of there. Well, the ones along the edges sometimes will get some moisture to them and they will actually start to expand because of the rust, and it cracks the foundation. But that's really just called a cold joint. It's not really that much of an issue. Yeah, it's not really that much of an issue. People will ask us about it, but it's not that
Do you only do residential or commercial too?
Commercial as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've done everything from the small little tiny place in South Central Los Angeles to the biggest places, mansions in Beverly Hills,
Up in the hill.
Including the $1 million listings.
No way.
You mentioned that on here?
The $1 million listing.
Oh, the $1 million listing with MSM Luxury Estates.
Yes, exactly, because you guys do multi-million dollar
listings.
They are $1 million listing. We are multi-million dollar listing.
Go,
right.
baby. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So some of the things that we go when we've done a couple of homes, and actually we did this last week.
Yeah, no.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. One of the things that, when some of the major items that people don't look at, and this is why an inspection is extremely important, is, and some people the inspectors will recommend, to get a chimney inspector if they see something wrong with it, because you're not an expert in everything, so you want a specific inspector, right?
Correct.
Or a sewer line inspection, or a heating and air conditioning, HVAC, right? So most people will look at that and they're like, nah, we don't need that. But I always advise them, look, your home is your biggest investment.
Absolutely.
It really is your biggest investment, right? So don't shy away from a couple of $100s worth of an inspection for you to risk your hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of an investment.
Absolutely correct.
So some of the items I would say: chimney, HVAC, heating and air conditioning, your sewer line,
big time,
your electrical panel. Those are the things are the big items.
Yeah, your plumbing.
And your plumbing. Yeah. Your plumbing you can kind of see, but electrical sometimes gets hidden away.
Not always with the plumbing. As you know, we recently did one.
Yes,
right?
we did.
One of the things that you guys, we all do, is when we go through and we inspect a home, when we come to the bathroom and we come to a bathtub, if it has a jetted tub, we fill it up past the top of the jets so that it's not circulating dry air, and then we operate it, right? We operate it. We make sure it's working properly. Once we're done with all the testing, we'll go ahead and drain it.
Right.
And of course, most people think they drain just fine, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
the case in a recent home. And you couldn't tell, except for the thermal imaging camera that we use, that there was any water between the first and second floor. But all the water from that tub upstairs drained into the space between, but you couldn't tell.
Oh
You
my
couldn't tell.
God.
Absolutely.
Gosh, it wasn't coming through the ceiling yet?
No.
No.
No, but I
It
could
just
see it.
sat there in between.
Ew.
So
'Cause
that
it
was
doesn't-
Creates
dead
molds and
water
everything.
there.
Yeah.
Well, it did.
Black mold?
Well, it could cause mold eventually if you don't take care of it. But see, that's a really good point. The owners hadn't used the bathtub in years. And a lot of people don't use the bathtub,
Right.
right? They
Right.
don't, they shower not. Well, there are exceptions,
do.
of course. But that was one of the things, because they haven't used it, they had no idea it leaked. But I got to tell you, I'm going to do a shout out to that owner.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to mention names. But he was probably one of the best sellers
Yeah.
we've ever worked for and with. And this guy was Johnny on the spot. He brought in a company called the insurance. They tore out the walls.
Yeah.
They fixed it. I mean, the buyers were extremely happy.
Yeah.
And this is what I recommend, by the way, to all sellers, honestly. If there's an issue in your home, take care of it.
Yes.
Get pride of ownership.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's buying your home because
Can
they
you
loved
say it again? Get pride of ownership.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
pride of ownership.
That should be our new
Logo, slogan.
Slogan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slogan. It really is pride of ownership.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, if somebody fell in love with your house so much that they offered to buy it from you,
Right.
so give it to them in good working condition.
Yes, sir.
You know, and then call Kimber before you sell it.
Yes.
Because she will, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of times we had a property on the market and it wasn't selling, and it wasn't selling. It was just a nice house, right? So we call Kimber, help. So she comes in, literally gets rid of all the furniture. She does her whole station, that emotional thing you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
People walking like, oh, I love
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
It's the eye that
Multiple
buys.
Absolutely.
offers, baby.
Multiple offers every time.
And I see that
It
all
does
the
happen
time.
all the
Again,
time.
when I walk into a place, and like I said, I work with average Joe, barely first-time homeowners, and I work for the high-end clients as well. And when I walk in and if I can go, wow, like I said, I saw your
Yeah.
site, and I said, wow. When I can walk into a place and go, wow, I know my clients are going, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your,
You
your
know
wow
they're
is
going
like
wow.
our wow. If I
Yeah.
walk in the house and go, wow.
'Cause you've seen
and
a
I've
lot
seen
of
a
homes.
thousand,
Exactly.
Yeah.
thousands of homes. If I go and go, oh my God,
Yep.
wow.
Me,
then
it's very difficult for me to say wow. So I have to be.
it's got to
Well,
be
Yeah, it's
amazing.
gotta be amazing.
It's the same thing, I think. I mean, we're so
I mean,
used to
you've
seeing
seen
so many.
my place.
Well, you have beautiful
Yeah.
places.
It has to
So-
have the wow factor
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
sell. I mean, it's a competition.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
So
know?
let me ask you, Kimber, if somebody's sitting at home right now
Mm-hmm.
and go, God, I wish I can call Kimber and I want to redo my home, but I can't just afford it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what are a couple of things that they can do at home? Give them a few
Give 'em
ideas,
tips, yeah.
something that they can change around to have that little wow factor.
Okay, so the first and foremost thing that always makes me a little crazy when I walk into somebody's lived-in home is clutter. Get rid of all your extra clutter. People buy things and then it sits in corners and it grows and grows and grows and grows. I think that you need to get organized and get rid of all the clutter, get rid of stuff you don't need, and just like live simply, live clean. It's just so.
Okay, so they get rid of the clutter, and
Yeah.
then what? What can they, one or two little touches that you've always noticed makes a difference in a home?
I think simplifying makes a huge difference in a home.
Okay.
I think
Minimalize.
I think
Minimalize.
lights.
Yeah.
I think lamps and lighting make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Not too
Very
bright.
true.
Like get a 3-way light bulb, and so you can have it on dim, medium, and high if you want it on high. But the ambiance is, with the dimmers and the
It's what makes
the
it.
candles
Yeah.
Makes
and
sense to
everything.
me,
Yeah.
for
It's,
sure.
the smell.
Smell is really important, by
Yeah.
the
That's a
way.
big-
I get really I get funky when I walk into somebody's
Like,
living
so
home
stinky, like,
because
with-
there's some, you don't realize the smells that come from people's home, whether it's the animals or just whatever they have
This-
going on in there.
Oh.
The smell is a big deal.
Well, in real
Yeah, me
estate,
too.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, in real estate, it's your 5 senses. Okay, your sight, your
Your-
touch, your feel, your hearing, if you hear noise, and your smell.
Yeah, it's very important.
Most people don't know that the smell is extremely powerful, and it has an amazing memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you smell something, we've walked in homes, okay,
And you wanna
and
walk right
oh,
back out.
it was like this. It was.
Smell like and it smells like an armpit of
Oh my God! They were like, "Oh my God, it's
Turn
scary."
around and walk back out.
or it smells
I
like
know.
socks with vinegar. Okay.
But what did you say with vinegar?
Socks with vinegar.
Oh.
An armpit combination.
I had cheese once that
that's
smelled like
nasty.
dirty socks and vinegar, but it was good cheese. It was
Yeah,
really
I'm,
good.
I'm a visual person,
No,
so
I
you,
don't
you
want to
said
eat
that, and
cheese,
I'm
no.
imagining it in my head, and it's not a good scene. It's not good.
But with the smells, most people don't realize, and you're absolutely right, by the way. You can have a beautiful home, but if you're not offering that relaxing aroma, that at least a no smell,
Yeah.
if you're not going to do aromas, just have no smell. Get
Yeah.
rid of the odors, okay? So when people walk in, can actually concentrate on the home and
Instead
not,
of like,
ugh, what is
Oh,
that
trust me,
smell?
If I could just
The
say
smell
that,
of that
for an
smell.
inspector, one of the things that I tell my guys straight up is, when you walk into the house, you have to look, obviously, but that's not the biggest sense of what's going on with the house. Feel with your feet if the house is level.
right.
right?
Always.
And smell. Smell around, because you're going to
smell
smell that
mildew.
mold.
Yeah, I mean, but don't go around going, just smell it
Just
naturally,
smell it,
like
yeah,
breathe
absolutely.
in, breathe in.
Yeah, no, we're not rats.
All right, so
I want
we-
to do birthdays actually.
let's do birthdays, and we have our giveaway.
Right.
So should we
right.
do the giveaway first?
Yes.
All right, so here's what we're doing. You want to go? You want me to?
You
tell?
go.
All
You
right.
go, boy. Boy.
So because it's a real estate day today,
Yes.
okay, and this is sponsored by MSM Luxury Estates, we have a very special offer today. We have a very special offer for you. If you are a seller and you're looking to sell, and you call us between now and the end of May, all right, and you want to sell your home, and you call us at MSM Luxury Estates, and that's msmle.com, we will pay for your staging.
Wow.
And Upstage LA,
Yes. Wow.
Upstage
That's
LA
a biggie.
will
That's
come
a
in
biggie.
and we'll stage your home, and we will take care of it for you, and we'll get your home sold.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy
Not me.
between now and the end of May, right?
Right.
We will pay for your inspection. Now, there are certain rules. We don't want
Whoa.
you to think that there
We
is a
are-
conflict of interest, right? This is not a conflict of interest.
You
We're
can
just
use
saying
anybody.
you can use anybody, but I would
Right.
recommend Hugo.
Yeah.
There's no conflict of interest, but we're willing to pay for your inspection.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
awesome. That's huge, especially with the properties
Why
you guys
are we
deal with.
so
They're
generous?
large.
It's huge.
Mo.
Well, because we give. We're givers. We keep the momentum going.
Very good.
Momentum.
Momentum.
Well, we got to do a little shout
I need
out
more
for
money.
Mo Money, our partner Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
Evelina.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hey,
We all miss you. We love
I
you.
know. Where is she?
She's having dinner with me in about 20 minutes.
She couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
She couldn't make it today, but she apologized profusely.
I
But
don't-
we miss you. We love you. Wish you were here.
Before it's over, I want to. Can we sing happy birthday?
Yes.
All of us.
Here we go.
To Hazel and Jose.
Wait, are we doing them both at the same time? Hazel and Jose? Or
Yeah.
Okay. all right.
I like that.
One
Hazel
song.
and Jose. No, let's do it together.
Okay.
Okay.
Here
Ready?
we go. One,
Two,
two,
three,
1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday, dear Hazel and
And
Jose.
Jose.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
And many more on Channel 4 on Scooby-Doo.
That's how we do
on
it in our
Channel-
family. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hazel
Happy
and
birthday,
Jose.
Hazel and Jose.
All right,
Yes.
so in closing, please, if you need an inspection, call Hugo Lopez at
Absolutely. My number is, look
Yeah.
on the website,
You can give your number.
www.csinspectors.com. I'd give out my own number, but then I'd be inundated. But
Yeah.
I have staff, so we can take care of
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Kimber, where can they find you again?
www.upstagela.com.
I love it. And Abby?
AbbyCubey.com.
I like it's so easy and simple.
Cubey.
AbbyCubey.com.
From Cebu.
And of course, if you need any real estate services whatsoever, you can reach us at MSM Luxury Estates, and that is MSMLE.com. We thank you for being here with us. We thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here
Thank
and
you for having
educating
me.
us.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kimber, and we look forward
Thank
to
you for
many
having
years
me.
together.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Boo Boo.
Booba. Love you.
Love.
Until then, we'll see you next week.
Okay.
You're listening to LA After Dark with your host, Abby Cubey, only on LA Talk Radio.